see where we're here. We are live today on Facebook and YouTube. And so we're going to be entertaining your questions, specific questions to you, maybe things you're challenged with, things you're curious about, how this whole system that I have called the Infinity System, how it works. Maybe you have questions after having read my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. So while we're waiting for people to show up and post their questions, let's see here. We are going to be chatting about something, some trends that I see going on. And let me think. Important thing, glasses. Let's see where my glasses are. That could be very important. Hang on, here in my pocket here. So one of the trends hey Jennifer, nice having you show up. One of the trends that I've noticed lately is showing up more and more is a couple things. One is people stepping more and more into their power and standing in line for what they believe to be true. One of the other things that and so maybe some of the questions that you're going to be asking today are sort of along these lines, but another thing that I've noticed, and I think that this is going to be a very prominent trend over this next year and for years to come, is how we are stepping more and more into the vibration of love. There's never been a more important time to amplify our love quotient. It is the antidote and the kryptonite to the dark energies on the planet, which we are seeing more and more of that coming up and out into the open. That's the only way it can be exposed so that it can be eliminated. And so we're excited about that. So you'll be seeing more and more things, and even maybe because Valentine's Day is just around the corner, that love is on a lot of people's minds. And so maybe that's what some of your questions are going to be about. So be sure to post your questions, and I can answer those. So on the lines of love, I'll be talking more about this on Friday as we discuss the best way to determine compatibility. A lot of people are reaching out. They've kind of done with this whole lockdown thing, and people are longing for more connection. And so how do you do that in a way that is in your highest and best interest? Hey Gwen, nice having you here. And again, guys, post your questions, and then I can address what you have to, what's on your mind today. Okay, so we have some here on YouTube, and I love answering new people's questions the most, but until we get some of those, we'll talk to Z, your loyal supporter. I love always having you here. Clearing that survival mode based victim, and what else is this here? Victimhood, so I can graciously thrive in divine feminine receptivity. You are such a wordsmith. I love how you craft your thoughts. I'm being punished for even being on these live streams. Yes, so that's a little bit about what I was talking about before, how more and more people are going to be stepping into their power, stepping out of being victimized, stepping out of being oppressed. And so let's address some of those issues that are, the underlying issues below all of that. Many of us, I would say all of us, have had lifetimes of oppression. And so because we are pushing up against these similar energies, some of those older energies, past lives, are kind of coming to the surface. And so we'll look at you specifically, Z, but however, those of you who have similar issues, those of you who are feeling oppressed by everything that's going on, will benefit from this reading that I'm going to be doing for Z. So let's see. In the root chakra, out to that third layer. So that's that fear. It's there's like 95% fear in there. And so, Z, I know you know how to use these tools, but they're not effective unless we actually use them and do this on a regular basis. So here is a reminder that all we have to do is pull in this worry circle that radiates around our root chakra. And right now we're going out to the third layer. So you just imagine that you know where that is. And as we're pulling in this circle, we're pulling in all the energies that relate to that fear of stepping into your power. So there's about 5 lifetimes that you're letting go of right now that relate to this. So we're just going to pull that energy in at the root, and we're just going to drop it down that grounding cord. And so this is what you can keep doing on a regular basis as well. Clearing the fear, because fear is the virus that's the global virus on the planet right now. It's really fear. And so they've used all these other things, they're calling it other things, but really the bottom line is fear because it's the most effective in controlling people. So we're pulling that fear into the core of your root, and we're just going to send all of that energy down your grounding. Excellent. Okay, great. So you just dropped all that fear down the grounding cord. There's no fear right now. And I'd love to hear you coming on board with a new story when you come on here, you know, that you're working towards something, or that, you know, you're so happy and grateful now that you're standing in your power and the world around you is responding to that. Because as you will recall or remember, that what we think about the most often for the longest duration with the greatest intensity, this is how we create our world. We send those frequencies out into the world, and then the world will reflect back to us the frequencies that we're vibrating at. So if you're seeing a lot of those energies still, Z, then the root is going to be your favorite place to go to drop all those energies down the grounding so you can let go of the story and start telling a new story. So if you have any friends that you, or anyone that you know would benefit from having answers to their burning questions, invite them here. We're here every week, every Tuesday at noon to answer your questions. And we're also here every Friday at 11:11 for Friday's Inspiration, where I inspire you with some thoughts that are, you know, given to me by pure source energy that wants to be conveyed to you. And so this Friday, it's going to be all about how to determine the best way to determine compatibility. So we'll be looking forward to that. All right, Z, I hope that helped. Let's see what other questions we have here. Okay, Alondra. Oh, that's Crystal. Okay, good. I love your work. I'm feeling more abundant in general. As of Friday, I noticed a positive shift in my partner. I am wondering if his vibes are higher now. Well, Crystal got a compatibility report, which will be available starting Friday. So the program is ready, and but I'm just getting all the links so that you can click on something and actually get the program. And so there's a lot of things that I measure in there. It's twice what I do in your vibrational altitude report, plus telling how people are courting to each other. And a couple of really good ones is how many unresolved past lives you've had. So you've had a lot of lifetimes together, but it's really more important how many are still unresolved, because those are the ones that you're going to keep repeating the same patterns to try and resolve it. So I offer the shortcut on how to find out what those unresolved lifetimes are, where they are, they can get cleared. And so then you can just shortcut, fast track your evolution and growth in the arenas of love. Um, so there's a lot of things that your partner was working on. Let me just check a couple. Yes, anger is way down. That's down to 15%. Um, Also fear, which was also way up there. He is no longer courting to you, so that's really good. So I think I don't think he's actually necessarily doing specific work to clear this, but oftentimes just bringing your attention to different things that are off track, misaligned, not in a high vibration. As spirits, this is how capable we are. I had a gal just the other day, and she hadn't really done anything other than just being a little more mindful, more aware. And she shifted most of the things in her report. There were still some fear entities and control beings, but for the most part, just awareness helped her bring those energies up. So he has made some great shifts, Crystal, and so looking forward to finding more. And so what's happened is Crystal is bringing her vibration up, staying in that high vibration, working on the we space, which is a way of working on your relationship without working on the other partner, because it's not our job to fix them, right? That's their job. But there is a way of working on the relationship. And so this is what Crystal has been doing and has noticed some great shifts. So thanks for sharing that with us, Crystal. And hoping you have a really happy Valentine's Day. So that's really great. Okay, Gaia. I'm not new, but can you tell me if I have cords from past partners? I can't seem to attract new ones. Well, you don't want to attract new cords. I think what you mean is you want to attract a new partner. So let me see if you have any cords at all. You have 3. And so then the question is, are any of these from past relationships? The answer is no. But those cords are in the root chakra. So you can easily just expand that worry circle with people in it. I imagine them sitting on the edge of that circle as you just expand it and send it back to the people that it belongs to. So we can just do that for you. But being able to attract someone into your life, so you're saying it's not happening. So there is some repelling. Like it's kind of like, you're going like this. Like you want love in to come into your life, but there's something holding it back. So those are fears, right? So fear of... So you actually have 2 of the most common fears that push love away, which is the fear of being unlovable, and then the fear of being loved. Now, they might sound kind of the same, but they're completely different. So that fear of being unlovable feels like just rejection. Like if someone comes into your life and you start, some sort of romantic connection, that you will in the end feel unlovable. So that has nothing to do with the other person. That has to do with what's going on in you. And then the other one, a fear of being loved, that's more of that fear of surrendering. Like if we grew up in an environment that was out of control, dysfunctional, then we are going to grow up as adults where we are trying to always control everything in our life. And so that's the opposite of flow and surrender, right? So let's see. And then the other place too, actually your circle of reciprocity is flowing. So you're able to give, you're able to receive, but these other fears are kind of getting in the way. So let's see where they are in you and Gaia. And so that fear of being unlovable. So part of it is right here, some beliefs. You're holding some old beliefs, and they go back to about the age of 5. So if you think about that, the little 5-year-old, just go to kindergarten, and maybe, something happens, obviously something happened that made you feel unlovable. So we're going to go back to that age of 5. And it looks, so the energy is going all the way out to that 15th layer here in that sixth chakra. So this is feels more like the teacher influence, and like going to kindergarten, and that the teacher wasn't happy with you in some way, and you didn't follow the rules, and that you didn't feel loved by the teacher. And so we're just going to bring in all of those energies, and we're actually going to send it up because it relates to that 1% energy. Teachers kind of can represent that, some of that energy of, trying to control things, and it might feel oppressive for a little kid who's gone from, the comfort of home and love and care, and then they go to this really cold, classroom with a bunch of strangers, and they don't have that love and comfort anymore. So we're just going to send that up. Let's see where else that fear of being unlovable is. So in the heart, out to that 3rd layer. And so what that creates is this ongoing need to feel like you have to prove your worth and value. But it's like a hamster wheel, because no matter how much you do, it will never be enough, right? You've heard that expression. No matter what I do, it just feels like it's not enough. And that's because you're trying to prove something that's already true. But you have this false belief on top of that that says that you're not lovable for whatever the reasons are. Everybody has their own reasons. So we're going to pull in these judgments at the heart. We're going to send it down the grounding. And I know that there's a lot of you that are listening to this that can benefit from this as well, because it's really a common theme. It's really a common theme for people who are looking for love, wanting to bring more love into their life. And the other part of this quotient is, we'll keep looking here in a minute, but I want to share this while it's on my mind, because sometimes I forget things, is that love is something that's self-generated. And so we have shifted, humanity has shifted to this new paradigm where we are no longer going on the outside. Some people are, but if you're in with the new way that humanity is evolving to, is that we self-generate love. And so then we don't spend a lifetime looking outside to find this thing that's going to make us feel loved. We already will come to the table full. And it is true that we don't really need these other people to feel loved, to feel appreciated, etc. We can generate it ourselves. However, when we're coming to the table in that full, high vibration, we're going to attract more of the same. And so then if you have 2 people that come together like that feel full, and that then it amplifies from there, that is the new paradigm that we will see more and more of. So where else is this love where you're feeling that this fear of being unlovable? Down in your root chakra, out to that 3rd layer. So that causes you to be afraid to step into your power. Like, well, why should I even try if I'm not going to feel lovable in the end anyway? Because that's been the pattern, right? And so you just think that you're operating from history. So let's clear that old fear and that history out of your root chakra. We're just going to drop it down the grounding cord. All right, excellent. Okay. So this, like this might be just one layer of this fear. And as you step into more and more of amplifying your own love quotient in your heart, that you're going to feel more and more confident. You're going to feel more magnetic. And eventually you'll bump up against another layer, a deeper layer is what it really is deeper places where you might not feel loved. But that's the journey. That's the journey of bringing more and more love to our own lives and to the planet, is finding those deeper places. So that fear of being loved, let's see where that is. Now that's only in the root chakra. And this fear of being loved is something that can, if you feel into that, it can just feel scary, right? Like, somebody might actually love me. And that feels a little scary. So let's pull in that energy at the root where it doesn't feel safe. It feels vulnerable. That's what it feels. So we're just going to drop that down the grounding. Excellent. Okay. And your heart is 100% open. So that's a much better place to start from. There's always more, but it's a good place to start from so that you can start becoming more magnetic from there. So, all right. Let's see what else we have. Let's see on Facebook. Gwen, great. Currently trying to clear past lives with my dad and stuff around inferiority, and extra help with it would be most appreciated. Absolutely, because really this is the first man in our life to either love and adore us or to make us feel insignificant and like we don't matter, right? So let's see where that inferiority, I'm using your words, lives. So in that heart, out to that third layer. So this is more of the same kind of energy we just cleared. There's just different pictures or energy around it. So this feeling like you need to prove your worth and value all the time so that you can get your father's love. And stop feeling inferior is right here. There's a huge judgment in your heart. It goes back to the age of 12. So maybe you're starting to step into your womanhood and that change of life, that transitional time in life. And, maybe you didn't get the support that you needed from your father at that time. So we're just going to pull in that inferiority energy right at the heart. And we're just going to drop it down the grounding. It's going down very slowly. Okay. Let's see if that inferiority lives anywhere else. In your sixth chakra, so this is where you're entertaining some beliefs that relate to feeling less than, feeling that sort of not enough energy is a similar energy, just different ways to phrase it. So right in that sixth chakra, out to the second layer, there's some anger. So that, anger is not particularly attractive. Not that it doesn't have its place, and truly a man that can hold space for your anger and being able to transmute that into something that is more lovable and more softer. One of the things I heard recently that I just love, which is very interesting, and it's part of the next level that men are taking as they step into their more of their love quotient. Because men, now that women, we know how to love ourselves, so we don't really need men, but we desire men. That men don't know where they stand anymore. They don't know how to be in relationship. And so one of the most amazing things I heard the other day from John Wineland was how the men's new role is to help women get back into their bodies, because so many women have come up here operating in that masculine mind energy, a lot of masculine energy. So the man's new role, job, whatever you want to call it, is to help women to get back into their bodies so that they can feel and know that they are loved, and also that where love is here. It's not out here. So helping women to get back into their bodies to help them find that. Like that's man's new role, new job. So, where was I? I got sidetracked there. Inferiority. Okay, so we were 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 at the root, feeling safe to step into that power and being vulnerable. That's being vulnerable is how we allow the love in, right? When we let that love in is because we surrender. But we need to be with a partner that can help us to feel safe so that we can allow that surrender. So that's the new role of men is helping women to feel safe, to be in their bodies fully so they can feel their love. Okay, we didn't measure inferiority, but let's see if we can measure it now. There's still 15% left, so this is great. It's great that you can measure things, right? And my book tells you how you can do all of that. So inferiority, 15%, in the second chakra, out to that third layer, where there's some more anger. So we're going, so that feeling of inferiority, like feeling less than, not feeling enough, can be pretty infuriating because no matter what you do, it's not enough, right? But it's because you're operating from that lack mindset. When the reality is, you are already enough. You are already lovable. So we're just dropping all the anger so that you can feel that, so that you can know that you're lovable, irregardless of whatever is going on around you. Okay, there we go. So inferiority, let's measure it now. Still 15%. Let's go down to the root chakra, out to that third layer. Let's see if there's some other thing here. Okay. Well, this makes sense. So your dad is corded to your root, and so maybe he's corded there to, know that you're safe, and but at the same time, you're feeling his judgments and his that part that when you were 12 made you feel inferior. So you're still feeling that energy because he probably hasn't changed, right? Okay, so let's pull your dad out of your root. Okay. Whew, okay, good. So now let's check on the inferiority. Now it's at 0. So see if that doesn't feel a little more confident in your body, like you can feel like you can love yourself a little bit more, and just feel less like you're being less judgmental of yourself. And let us know how that works. Okay, great. Let's see if we got some new people here. Hey Peter, nice to have you here. You're representing the men here. Okay. Hi Donna. I'm at work, so I gotta go. Nice seeing you. The best to everyone. Great seeing you here. We'll entertain your questions another time. And Jalpa is wanting to let you know that these reports are amazing. So she's gotten her vibrational altitude reports. I'm currently working on her compatibility report today. So I know she's anxious to have that. So she has a question. I'm an artist, would love to start painting and creating again. I also have a solo exhibition. Can you please clear anything that's in the way of creating art again? So this is all about creations, creativity. And in the root chakra, second layer, there's that fear of being seen. So that's a big part and component of being an artist, like putting yourself out there, creating an exhibit. An exhibit is for people to come and see and look at your artwork. And so people generally people who love art will love your stuff, but this is an opportunity to allow all of those judgments about yourself to come up and to hold space for what's coming up, because those are the self-judgments in that root out to that third layer. So let's drop, there's some anger. So maybe you were judged for your art at some point and it didn't feel like enough. And it doesn't feel safe to step into this space and have people come and look at you. And you know, for the most part, they're going to come and admire your stuff. But that's that fear of, oh, what if they don't like it? What if they judge it? What if they make fun of it? So there's always those fears when we're going to take our creativity and put it out on a platter for everybody to see. That can be very unnerving. So part of the artist journey, I would say. Okay, so let's see where else. In your aura as well, so that third layer, and especially around the heart. So it's kind of like you have this protection out in your aura that says, you know, this is a vulnerable thing for me to do, is to come out and put all my stuff out for everybody to see. And so there's like this little bit of protection over your heart in your aura. So let's drop that, because otherwise when people come to see your artwork, they're going to just see that big judgment you have. And then you're going to attract people who are going to judge you. So if you can step into that space, hold that space that's clear and open, and standing, you know, proudly in what you've created, and humbly, you know, that and because that's when you go to see an artist and you can feel their vulnerability about putting stuff out there. I think that's endearing to see that and feel that, because it is an awkward space. So we're just going to clear that out of your aura. And then the 15th layer, so we're going to start at the bottom there, and we're going to lift that 1% energy up and out of your energy field. All right. They don't like all that creative love energy. All right. And then let's see your circle of reciprocity, which is clear and flowing. And we'll just take a quick look at the an avatar for your art exhibition. So that's another avatar that you could create. So it is grounded. It's got earth energy. It does have a worry circle out to that third layer. That's that fear of stepping into this space, this art exhibit space. So we're just going to drop all that worry down your grounding. Okay, great. And then as we bring pure source down through the creative rings of this avatar that represents your art exhibit, you would put those intentions that you want for your exhibit up in those creative rings. And then as we bring pure source down through the rings and down the back side, looks good. Coming up the front, it gets stuck right at that second chakra. There's some anger there. You'll know what that is more than I will, but let's drop it down the grounding of the avatar, so that when you step in to this space, you don't feel angry. You feel excited that people are going to come and see your stuff. That's the whole point of why you create, right? So you can share your gift with others, so others can be inspired by your inspirations. That's the whole point of art, is that it inspires other people. All right, so as you're bringing this energy up through the second, third, fourth, fifth crown, excellent. And then the third layer of the aura of your art exhibit avatar, especially around the solar plexus. The rest of the aura looks clear, and the circle of reciprocity looks clear. So keep us posted on how that's doing with your art exhibition, and a solo one at that. That's very brave. Great. Good job. Hey, Steffi, nice having you here. Let's see if there's any other questions. Feels like a fuzzy veil has dropped away. Thank you, dear. So that was Gwen, also releasing a lot from her eyes. So that was the one who we were clearing her father's energy from her space and that inferiority that he caused. So let's see, Toral, nice having you here. You're welcome, Jalpa. Hello, Kimberly. So that Toral and Jalpa are both from India. And so it's early in the morning. So thank you for supporting me. I so appreciate you coming here and asking your questions. I have a lot of pain in my feet, toes, heels, can barely walk, and it's affecting my knees too. Can you please check for me what we can clear? So the first thing I think of is how well the earth energy is coming up through those legs. So in Toral's case, it's stopping right at the bottoms of your feet. So earth energy is not coming up through the legs. This is one of the three parts to getting ultra grounded, is to make sure that we have this earth energy coming up through the legs. So I'm just helping you slowly pull that energy up from the earth. And when we ground from the earth, as we're pulling earth energy up through our legs, the first thing that we do is we send roots down from our feet. We send those roots with our free imagination, and it's going to go deep, deep, deep into the earth. In fact, so far that it's going to come out the other side. In fact, it'll come probably out to California so that you can come visit me with your roots. So come all the way to the other side and then wrap those roots all the way around the earth. That's getting ultra grounded, right? From there, now we bring that earth energy up. And if you're not used to running earth energy through your legs, it can feel a little odd at first. And we're not traveling as much as we used to, but when you travel, it's super important that no matter what destination you go to, that every new place that you bring that new earth energy up through your legs. It's going to be different in all the places that you go. The earth energy will be a little bit different. So as we're slow, so it's up to about your knees now. It's really coming up slowly. There's some anger. There's some anger that's coming up through your legs. It feels past life. There's about 5 past lives that involved your legs. Being disabled, broken legs, paralysis, and it's a very helpless feeling. When you don't have your legs and you can't move, that's a very powerless feeling. And so you're releasing some of this old residual anger as we're bringing the earth energy up, and we're just dropping all that anger down the grounding so it can be transmuted back into something more useful. Okay, great. Okay, good. Now it's coming up through the hips, and it's finally met up with that grounding cord right at the bottom of your spine. And so now it's just going to go down that grounding cord. That's how you release all of this stuck energy in your legs. So make sure you do this every day, maybe morning and night in the beginning, until you really feel solid and like you can really feel that energy moving through your legs. Okay, great. Okay, good. So let us know if the pain is subsiding, if it feels better. And the fascinating thing is that she's all the way in India. So I'm curious for you to hear how it feels, how it might feel different. Yes, thank you. So Toral, give us a little comment about how that might feel a little bit differently for you. And so this is not for my benefit. I already know this stuff works. It's for people that are here that wonder, is this stuff real? I don't know what this is. All right, Steffi, tomorrow I'm going to speak with my fitness coach and my continuation with them. Could you please help me with this process, please, and help clear the way for new coaches and fitness possibilities to come in? Absolutely. So as we create an avatar for this fitness, your let's see, your fitness space. your wellness and fitness. So you have those intentions for new coaches in this crown, I mean, in the rings above the crown of the avatar. And we'll make sure it's grounded, it has earth energy. There is that worry circle in the round around the root. So let's pull that in from the third layer so that you can feel safe to step into your next level of your personal power. So these coaches are been helping you, but as you'll recall, that the one coach very angry, and so you're ready to step out of that kind of coaching. You know, you don't need to be berated, and so you're gonna call in a coach that's more supportive and has the skills to help you fine tune your talents. So and in this case it's with tennis, but anyway, so we are pulling in that worry circle of this avatar as we bring pure source down the backside. So it stops right at that heart chakra. Let's go out to the third layer. So this is the common theme today, proving your worth and value. So, I think that's probably part of this dynamic of having a coach coaching you, and you're trying to prove that you know what you're doing, as opposed to a coach who is coming in teaching you new skills, and you're fine tuning these skills, and he's evaluating the level of your improvement, which is different than trying to prove you're good enough, right? That's a different energy. So we're clearing that I'm good enough energy, and I need to prove it with my tennis coach, is that we're just going to drop all that energy down the grounding from the avatar. So there's nothing to prove. Okay, great. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the avatar's good. Let's bring the energy up the front and then out through all the layers of the aura. Let's clear the third layer of that avatar so that when you step into this space, this fitness space with your new coach, that it's not going to be hard. Like you'll enjoy doing, you know, working at fitness. That's sort of hard work. It's a lot of diligence and determination, but it doesn't have to be hard, like the martyr, the suffering. That's a different kind of hard. So we're taking that kind of martyrish energy out of the space so you don't have to, break your neck trying to prove something. You're using this coach to improve your skills so that you become a better player. Okay. Okay, so the rest of the aura is clear, and then that circle of reciprocity. Okay, and good. And then I also want to check if these previous coaches are according to you. So neither of them are, so that's good news. So keep me posted, and we'll just keep track of this, and hopefully that will be much better. Okay, great. Toro, thank you. Felt heavy initially, difficult to move. It's shifting now. Thank you. So that was who we were clearing the energy in our legs. So great. And whether or not maybe the pain has also, has subsided. You said that it was painful. So, so this is a great opportunity. So we have someone here that is very angry, Mr. Marvin Smith. And so actually, I'm not sure how to block Mr. Marvin Smith, who is an angry ex-Jehovah's Witness. Apparently, so you can all see how angry he is. And so he is using my public platform as an opportunity to spread his anger. And so, this is a great opportunity for me to hold space for Marvin, who actually needs love. This is a great example of how these angry people on the planet, They need more love in their lives. And I can feel his anger. And so we can all do this. We can all send Marvin more love. And because this is what the planet needs. We need to hold space for people who are angry, who are misguided, who are following, fake news, and who have been deceived. And so it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So I'm sending. I'm just going to send. I'm going to hold space and send love and light. Whether or not Marvin can actually receive it, that's up to him. But I hold space because Marvin represents all the angry people on the planet, all the angry people who feel at a loss. And I know, having grown up as a Jehovah's Witness, that was, because he was also he's an ex Jehovah's Witness, that there develops some patterns of being oppressed and not feeling heard and not feeling understood. And so I appreciate that when we don't feel heard and understood, that it causes us to be very, very angry. And I get that because I was a Jehovah's Witness, and to the point to where I became suicidal. And that's when I discovered that I really wanted to live instead. And so I appreciate that, people who are standing up for what they believe is right. And, but I don't believe being angry and belittling people is the way to do it, or to criticize people. Those who are standing on my platform, those who follow me, they know what I represent, and they can know whether or not to believe Marvin and what he's preaching. And, it's still got a lot of that Jehovah's Witness energy of trying to, because this is what we did. We knocked on people's doors. We thought we had the truth. And, if we didn't do that preaching work, we were going to die at Armageddon. And so just holding space for Marvin, sending you so much love. And so I'm just going to take a deep breath, and I'm just going to just send you love, because I'm not sending just you love, Marvin. I'm sending all the angry people on the planet who feel lost and afraid because they don't know what else. Like, if it's not this, if like what you currently believe, this is the hardest part for people on the planet right now, when they realize that what they believed is not true. Like, this is the coming out of Jehovah's Witnesses. That was the hardest thing, is to have everything that I believed with my heart and soul, that it was no longer true. That it was no longer true. And then I didn't know what else to believe. Like, I wanted to kill myself because there was nothing else. And so as I sending Marvin love and all angry people on the planet, just holding space for this anger just to leave. And so, Marvin, you can stay for the love, because that's all I'm going to give. I'm not going to match your angry energy. I'm going to stay for the love, and I'm not reading any of your comments, so you can keep commenting away. But I'm not going to get pulled into this low angry vibration. This angry vibration is actually what the 1% feed on. And so if I allowed myself to get pulled into all of this angry energy, I would be feeding the beast. And I am so not interested in doing that. I'm so not interested in feeding this energy that is oppressing people. And so they live on this diet of anger, fear, oppression, anxiety, worry, all of these lower vibrating energies. This is what the 1% feeds on. And so I'm not going to feed on any of that energy. I'm just going to keep sending you love, and you can stay here for the love or you can go. So fortunately, those who follow me know what I represent, and they have minds for themselves, and they know what to believe or not believe. So let's see if we have any other questions. And thanks for joining us, Marvin. And I hope you appreciate the love we got going on here. We got about 5 more minutes. So yes, and those who so Marvin's big thing is all about the false news, the fake news, and there's been thousands and thousands of doctors that have been willing to risk their reputations, willing to lose their jobs to speak up about the truth. And so those are the people that I follow, the people who are willing to lose their jobs, that are the call them whistleblowers. And so apparently, and sadly, Marvin is completely inundated with fake news, and he's been misguided. And so it's sad to see that, because you can all see how angry he is. All right. Well, so Marvin has sort of hijacked our our news feed here, and I will ignore everything that Marvin has to say. And we are all love. Yes, that is true. And we're all love. We're all holding space for you, Marvin. So thank you for joining us. And we all have free will. Exactly. Thanks for sharing that, Gaia. If you don't like her, why are you wasting your time here? That's a good question. We don't know, and I'm really not interested in hearing, because everything that I happen to scan that he has to say is inaccurate, and it's not true. Let's see. Okay. So we've been hijacked by Mr. Marvin. Thank you for coming here today. We're going to end, and we're going to find a way to block you from my public YouTube feed, so that next time Marvin, who apparently is suffering from a lack of attention, next time we'll entertain something else. So anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. We will be back on Friday for Friday's inspiration, because we're going to be talking about more love. And so go off and enjoy a great day, and I'll just keep sending lots of love to Marvin, because that's what I'm about. I'm about love, and I'm about true news. All right, sending much love to everyone, and we will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.